Hi everyone, my name is Russian Adam. Welcome back to Feel Oud channel. It's been a while since our last video and I really wanted to speak about how it's all started and where we are at the moment. Feel Oud started around 10 years ago. At first I was reselling some of the oud oils distilled by others while living in London. But then I've been told by one of my best friends that if you want to get something truly exceptional, you have to do it with your very own hands. So since then, my dream was to distill agarwood oil by myself. And Alhamdulillah, thank God it happened. After a couple of years, I went to Thailand, where my family resides, and then I purchased my first batch of agarwood chips to be distilled into pure oil. At the time, I was living with my dear friend Bortnikoff. We had a small flat right in the heart of Bangkok. We didn't even have any facilities, we didn't have a factory or a proper setup for it. Just a small flat, tiny glass heater, glass boiler that we filled with agarwood dust and started our distillation. We didn't really know what we were doing, just a bit of tips here and there from our friends. But really, first time distilling wood, it's like a first kiss. You do not know what to do. You're sitting there, you are excited, you are scared at the same time. So I remember it took us 3 or 5 days. We barely had any sleep. We had to just sit there and watch this dust layers moving in this glass boiler. It was truly a wonderful experience. Then we had to stop the distillation every 6 hours or so to add the water because we didn't have this reflux system. So we had this oil collector where the oil was forming at the top and then hydrosol on the bottom. So we had to stop the distillation, take the receiver, open it from the bottom and let the water drop back to the boiler and having our oil on top. It was very tricky. And then during the day 5, during the third day of distillation, we were doing this and then I couldn't figure out how to close it, how to open it, and finally the oil dropped back to the boiler. So we then started all over again, and just now looking back, I realized that we actually redistilled our first oil. So we dropped our oil back to the boiler, then we had to start all over again. We have to continue the distillation for another 3 or 5 days, and then the oil came back and we received around 6 or 7 grams of pure agarwood oil. I think the name of this oil was Ketsani. It was distilled from wild Khao Yai, Thailand agarwood. Feel Oud is all about authenticity, purity, driven by fashion. So we started to do something and we wanted to be truly exceptional. We were doing it with our own hands. We were traveling to different locations, collecting water from different waterfalls, from different places in order to soak our agarwood. It was very experimental, all driven by love and passion for wood and something new experience. My style in distillation always was a bit shifted towards the classical way. I wanted to ferment agarwood chips in order to bring some additional notes to the scent profile. We were soaking wood dust in different waters and in different materials. We were soaking dust in clay pots, in vintage stainless steel or copper pots, combining then the dust together, soaking it at different periods of time, then combining it in the boiler and then distilling it. And it really was something truly mind-blowing when we were getting things done and then receiving the oil and seeing the result in the form of a smell. It was truly exceptional. Bortnikoff's style, however, was a bit different. He was always shifting towards more clean, more authentic smell of agarwood, where you distill your wood dust without any fermentation, without any additional treatment prior to distillation, in order to capture the true essence, the true pure smell of agarwood. And it might be surprising to some of you, but the real essence of agarwood is not animalic, it's not dirty. this is rather a classical way where you ferment agarwood, but the true scent of agarwood is very soft, gentle, tea-like, green, sweet, soft, with some floral nuances. Then I decided to expand the boundaries. I was sitting there with lots of different oils, with different agarwoods, with different materials, and I decided that I really want to take it a step further and want to blend some of my ingredients and create perfume composition. I remember starting doing experiments while I was living in Borneo, Malaysia, doing distillations there, and when distillations were running, I was kind of sitting there trying to combine different materials, different ingredients. Then I remember I went to Thailand. I've been conducting a distillation in a factory. I was renting several boilers in the factory, distilling oud there, and also doing some of the experiments with my own blending. Then I remember I put few ingredients together, I smelled it, and I was truly blown away by the result. 2 or 3 or 4 simple ingredients created this wonderful, amazing accord that was so luxurious and so lush and so rich and so exceptional. At that very moment, I knew that I made something truly exceptional, and this indeed was the base of my first fragrance, Ottoman Empire. Then, following years, Dmitry Bortnikoff started his own brand. He started brand Bortnikoff Perfumes. He created his first collection. It was also extremely popular, but then we got feedback from people, and normally they would say that Russian Adam fragrances are a bit more raw, a bit more wild, a bit more challenging, if you will, whereas Bortnikoff style is quite different, more polished, is more European or French in a way. So our styles in distillation as well as in making perfumes are quite different. I would say completely different. Now the time has come for us to come together, to bring together these two different styles in terms of the blending and create a sprayable perfumes for Phil Oud. Sprayable perfumes by Phil Oud, again, it's all about oud. It's all about authenticity, quality and purity, and things done with true passion. We created 3 fragrances in the upcoming collection. One of them is Oud Heavy. It contains around 50% of pure natural agarwood oil. Second fragrance is very, very dark, very mysterious. It contains slightly lower percentage of very high quality wild Thai agarwood. And third fragrance is a small surprise for you guys. We worked together on the presentation as well. We have our wooden box, we have amazing shape of the cap and the logo. Logo is created by one of the traditional Russian artists in a very old calligraphy style. We are extremely excited to present our new perfume compositions to you, and we hope that you will appreciate them. And let's just look at this wonderful presentation, and we hope the fragrances will be available very soon. Please follow our Instagram and check the website for the updates. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good time.